All right, so here we have Bitcoin on Bybit on the 1 hour. As you see, we are barely moving right now. Moving averages are converging against each other. Looks like we could possibly have a multi-crossover here, though. It does look a little more bearish than bullish, and we're going to go into why that is. So right now, your RSI on the 1 hour is bouncing off, basically getting rejected from the top of the bearish control zone. If we do come back down and cross this signal line to the downside, that is not going to look good. All right, so we need to get back below 19,140 in order to cross that signal line to the downside. So not too far from where we are right now. And if it bounces out, then that'll look more bullish. If it can bounce out of here and get back above this last high and the neutral median line on the RSI, which is a momentum oscillator, judges bullish and bearish momentum. If we can do that, that's going to look bullish. All right, so your MACD below its zero line, below its signal line, but if we can get back above 19,255, 226, we will cross that signal line to the upside. If we get above 19,769, we'll cross the zero line, and that will look extra bullish. MACD is also a momentum oscillator. Once again, judges bullish and bearish momentum. Right now, your BBWP, which measures volatility, is coming off of a very low read. Started rising up, and that's when we had this move. And so now it looks like we could, if we cross back below this moving average, we're going to consolidate more, go sideways. Right now it is Sunday. So usually the weekend price action is either boring or very wicky. All right. So this time it seems like it's boring. Barely going down to the right, but we are going down. All right. So we are still going down right now. So if we break these last lows at basically 19, we'll say the last low is about 1990. So we'll say 1990. All right. If we break that, I would expect us to come back down to the range lows, stay in the bearish control zone, MACD, get rejected off its signal line, resumption down, as your BBWP stays above its moving average and works its way up back above this last high. Yeah, in the bullish case, is that you get back above this last high and this 100 coming in at about 19,390, about 19,390. All right, give or take. So basically that region. But basically this last wick high is what I'm really looking at. This last wick high. So yeah, 19,390. So if we can do that, I would expect us to come up to the middle of this range and this last close at the 19,991. So basically 20K. Yeah, basically 20K right there. And that's if we can get back above all major moving averages and get out of the bearish control zone, cross this signal line and the zero line to the upside, and then we'll come back to it. So, oh, by the way, once again, your major moving averages look like they could be having a multi-cross. So if this 50 crosses this 200 and they all start to fan out, as we go to the bottom of the range, I would expect us to break the bottom of the range and go to 18K. And yeah, that's what I'm looking at there. Let's move on to the 4 hour. You're on your 4 hour, working your way down to the bearish control zone. Just entered it. Looks like you're trying to get a bounce from it. You could get a bounce possibly up to the signal line and then a rejection down. That kind of seems the more likely scenario. Right now, your MACD, fresh cross of the zero line. Same thing with your signal line. Fresh cross of the signal line of the zero line. Not looking too good. As your BBWP is printing a dark blue bar, which means the volatility has reached one of its lowest points. So it's about to happen. The pop is about to happen. And remember, we're on the 4 hour. So, basically the same level we was looking at before, to the upside and to the downside. And then I would expect this to either come up to where the 200 is, basically 19,800. Yeah, so not really 20K, 19,800. Also, you have your POC, point of control of the VPVR coming in at that same level. major level of resistance. By the way, your VPVR measures volume at a certain price level, which is here on your right, this gray indicator. So yeah, your POC comes right in at where your 200 is. So that's going to be major resistance. All right, so let's move on to the 8-hour. Here on your 8-hour, working your way. Let's see. Do we have any divergence? No, we do not. All right, so let's see here. Yeah, so looks like you could be bouncing off the top of the bearish control zone. If you do enter that on the 8-hour, your medium-term time frames are going to start to roll over. Right now, all your major moving averages are below each other. So if we can't get back above this 21, basically the same level that we were talking about on the 1 and 4-hour, resumption down is the more probable scenario. MACD getting rejected from the 0 line, fresh cross to the downside of the signal line. So not looking too good there as your BBWP is turning around. All right, so you do have a slope change now. As you see, when this thing changes direction, that's when the moves really pop off. You know, like this. I mean, you know, when it prints that low blue read, I mean, you start getting a lot of volatility. You know what I mean? And yeah, I mean that's how the indicator works. When you get back above your moving average, that's usually when the move really happens. But when you switch direction, that's the beginning of the move. So stay nimble right now. Let's go to the daily. Right now, your daily, trying to get out of the bearish control zone, but we could be getting rejected right here. So depending on what happens in the 1-hour and 4-hour, that's going to roll over into the 8-hour. Depending on what happens in the 8-hour, it's going to roll over into the daily. If we cross this signal line to the downside and get back below this last low, not going to look good. We still have, you know, a few more days to decide whether that's going to happen. And like I said, the shorter term time frames are going to roll over into the highers. So on the daily, your MACD has a fresh cross to the upside of the signal line. I would actually count this more as a retest, a resumption. But you do have a slightly slope change here. It looks like it could be curling over. Volatility, very low. Printing that dark blue read. So that's what I'm saying. The move has not happened yet. This consolidation is almost over. So stay nimble right now because there's going to be a lot of good opportunity coming. All right, so let's go down and back down to the 1-hour and we'll go over the bullish and bearish case again. All right, so basically bullish cases, you get back above the last wick high and the 200 coming in at basically 19,400 or 380. All right, so, and then the bearish case is that you get back below 1990 on a 1-hour closure both ways. I want to see a 1-hour closure on both ways. All right, those are the levels I'm looking at. If you guys like this video so far, like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the links in the description below. One being the Discord. Join the damn Discord. We stay ahead of the curve there. We collectively figure out these markets on a daily basis. Let's move on to Ethereum. Oh, by the way, turn on those bell notifications so you get notified with this time-sensitive content. Right now, your stochastic for Bitcoin is in the oversold region. Looks like you could be curling up right now, crossing that signal line. So either you're going to pop up and get back out of this region, or you're going to stay in here and the price action is going to go down pretty strongly. Right now we are hitting the bottom band of the Bollinger Bands, so we're going to have support there. We also have support right where we're at on this bullish order block. We are also at the POC point of control in the VPVR. We're in the 4-hour right now. All right, so there's some more bullish variables. So, you know, we got bullish variables, we got bearish variables right now. So I'm kind of neutral until we break one of those levels, but then we'll come back to it. All right, so let's go back to Ethereum on the trend chart. So Ethereum looking a little worse. On the 1-hour, we are pretty deep in the bearish control zone. you're above your signal line, but I don't really think that's gonna matter too much. Your signal line is maybe gonna get crossed by your MACD line. You're on your MACD, and your negative momentum is decreasing a bit. Now, if you get rejected from the MACD on that signal line and you get back below this signal line, that's gonna look like shit. All right. Now, if you can get above that, get back out of the bearish control zone, and get that MACD up close to this zero line, that's going to look a lot better. All right, so your BBWP is coming off of a very, very low read, and the volatility is starting to pick up. As you see, you are above your moving average and working your way up here. All right, you're almost to the upper zone. As soon as you get in the upper zone, it's going to start popping off quick. Did get held down by the 21 at 1300. So basically that's the level we need to get above. 1303 region even, where the 21 is in this last wick high. If you can do that on a 1 hour closure, I would expect a small rejection from the 1315 region, and then major resistance at 1325 region. Because you got your 100, your 200, and your POC point of control on the VPVR coming all in at the same level. It's going to be major resistance. It's also the bottom of the red zone that we've had drawn there for a while. Major resistance. You could come all the way up here and still get rejected and then break these last lows. Okay. And if you break this last low, 12, we'll call it 1288. If you break that low, I would expect you to come back down to these range lows at basically 1260 region. All right, so let's move on to the 4 hour. Let's check. All right, so we're just entering the bearish control zone below your signal line on the RSI. Not looking too good. MACD fresh cross to the downside of the zero line as your BBWP is switching directions, crossing that moving average. So here it comes. All major moving averages are below each other. All right, so Ethereum's starting to look bad. Unless this 1 hour turns around quickly, Ethereum's probably going to shit the bed. All right, so definitely pay attention to that 1 hour right now. Entering the bearish control zone on the 8 hour. Below your signal line, MACD. About to be a fresh cross to the downside. So that's what I'm saying. Unless we can turn, as your BBWP is printing low read and it's switching directions now. And your moving average is all the way down there. So as soon as it crosses that moving average, shit's going to pop off. And let's see here. So yeah, like I was saying, the 1 hour has to turn around quickly, or this shit's going to get bad real quick. So you are in the oversold region. Looks like you could be trying to cross it, but now it's starting to look like this thing stays in there for a while. I mean, you are finding support. You have triple bullish order block here that you're finding support on, but still, so I mean, if you break that, you're gonna be in deep shit. So yeah, I mean, right now it's just looking like the 1 hour time frame is crucial. It's crucial right now because if it doesn't turn around quick, shit's gonna get ugly. All right. So here on Solana's riding the top of the bearish control zone. You are below your signal line. If you enter that bearish control zone, back below these last lows in a 1 hour closure, not gonna look good. MACD fresh cross to the zero line. Negative momentum's picking up on that histogram. BBWP just crossed its moving average. That's what I'm saying. The move is coming. This is on the 8 hour, by the way. This is on a medium term time frame. So let's zoom in. Here on your 4 hour, you are in the bearish control zone below your signal line. Now, if you can get back above that signal line, I would expect you to even break this neutral median line and finish this W pattern. MACD losing its downside curvature. Negative momentum on the histogram is decreasing. BBWP is starting to go low, below its moving average. Let's move to the 1 hour. All right, so trying to get out of the bearish control zone above your signal line. MACD trying to cross its signal line to the upside as your BBWP is correcting, consolidating down. So the 1 hour and the 4 hour need to gain some bullish momentum very quickly, or that 8 hours is going to take us down. I mean, it's not just the 8 hours going to take us down. I'm saying the short-term time frame momentum has to get bullish quickly, or the higher term time frames are going to start to play out. All right. So yeah, I mean, let's go to the daily real quick. I want to see something. All right, so neutral median zone, lower zone, but neutral median zone, below your signal line. MACD losing its positive momentum, but I'm pretty neutral on the daily right now. It all depends on what happens on the 1 hour and 4 hour, to be honest, and then what happens on the 8 hour. I mean, right now we're just going sideways. We're in a range within a range. We're basically grinding out the bottom of the range, which doesn't look too good. You know what I mean? The more times you hit support or resistance, the weaker it's going to get. So, yeah, I mean, that's basically all I got. Once again, if you guys like this video, like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the links in the description below. Join the damn Discord. You won't regret it. Turn on those bell notifications so you get notified with this time-sensitive content. Sometimes these moves happen right after I post these videos. We stay ahead of the curve on this channel. Everyone have a great morning, great afternoon, great evening, and I will see you tomorrow.